been a long day. I pruned one of my apple trees. I cleaned off a rose garden. And now it's time to harvest some fresh chamomile and make some tea as I get ready for the evening. Stay tuned and I'll go through all of the things that I did today. Today is the day. I have 2 apple trees. There's one here and one there that are desperately in need of pruning. Should have done it like early April before the leaves came on, but I just didn't get to it. As we take a closer look, you can see the little apple trees, and this tree is just way too tall. I can't reach it, sometimes even with the pole, so I just really need to prune a lot of this stuff out of there. I'm going to try to do this in a way where I'm not taking more than 30% of the material away, the live material, because that just stresses it out. We have had so much rain that the growth rate's going to be pretty incredible on this, but I do need to prune this thing back. It's not supposed to look like a shade tree. So we'll start this process out, and I'm going to remove a bunch of the branches, and then we'll see what we've got left. I've got to get a ladder. I haven't found that yet. Get up to the crown. So let's get going. You can see just how many branches we have in here. It is way too many, and it's really shaded. So if I had fruit bearing in here, it wouldn't get sun like it needs to. I just really need to remove a lot of this and open it up. Everywhere. So we're going to take the inside ones off. Oh, getting hurt would be great. And then we've got the main branch here. We're going to cut it back to try to really open this up a little bit. Open the interior of the tree. Now we're cooking with gas. So it's really kind of hard to show this, but here's a main branch, or I'm calling it a main branch. And what I'm doing is I'm truncating the little branches to bring them really close to that main branch. And by cutting them off, it'll create fruit spurs for future. And it'll keep all of the fruit activity around keep more of the fruiting activity around the stronger branch. Again, I'm just trying to get the height of this tree down. It's way too tall. I have not pruned this tree in 3 years, maybe more, maybe 4, and it's way overdue. And this is what it looks like after a couple hours of pruning. I've gotten a lot of the big branches down I needed to get down. And as there's an old adage that says that apple trees are supposed to be ugly. That is one ugly looking tree now. That doesn't look like a shade tree anymore. Could have pruned a little bit more, but I took more than I probably should have off for this round. It will be fine. It will recover. It's got the rest of the season. I have all this wonderful apple wood that will need to be seasoned, and we can use it in our smoker. So it's going to be great. All right, I'll do a quick tour of my rose garden, and it's been such a weird year. We've had ample rain, which is wonderful. What I've got growing outside of the garden on this side is kind of my rose garden area. I actually have some cosmos, seashell cosmos, which are pink, that have reseeded themselves, a few weeds mixed in there, and then this massive clematis. This is actually, I thought this was the president, but somebody pointed out this is not the president. It's H.F. Young, and yeah, I think you can tell by the number of petals. So H.F. Young, but it is it is so big. I'm going to cut it back. It's already had lots and lots of bloom on it. And then I'm going to do some propagation, but even down in here, it is so tangled and full of flowers. It's just gorgeous. And then for the first time, I have, these are called Brazil, I believe. These are Asiatic lilies. They're massive. I've never seen Asiatic lilies get this big. They're going to be highly fragrant. They should be white in color if I got the right variety. And they are, I bet you they are 36 inches tall, maybe. It's just, I can't believe it. I can't believe how big they are. And then I've got some milkweed, which I let reseed in there. I'll probably weed some of it out. And then I've got my rose bushes, which I did not get pruned ahead of the season this year. And, you know, from this view, it looks pretty amazing, but I got some wild roses to tame down. You can see here the cane is out and I have to move it when I mow. I'm going to cut that one off, but let's take a look and see what I got. So I've got a variety of different kind of roses in here. I've got some climbing roses. This one, this beautiful yellow, pale yellow one is called High Voltage. And they're all pretty fragrant. This one is nice. And then I have these two roses on the end here. I'll kind of come around so you can see them. They're in full bloom right now and they look absolutely gorgeous. This variety is called Blaze, and these roses have been in the ground for about 3 years. So they're really at their peak. You can see I haven't treated them yet. I've got some soft fly damage on there. And then I had some other roses which are coming. They're not dead, but they're looking pretty rough. So they're alive down there, a little bit of live growth, but I need to kind of cut them back and then probably do some fertilizing and see if I can get them to go. I've got some hostas in here I planted. That's risky business. Here's another rose that's alive, but it's just not looking its best. So I will do some work on that. And then this is a rambling rose, or old cottage style rose. I'll have to pull the tag and find out which one this one is. I'm not remembering. Oh, it's Captain Samuel. So this one, this just reminds me of an old-fashioned kind of rose. You can see all the canes I didn't get pruned out of there, which I'm going to do today. And this is a Sunny Knockout yellow rose, which I have not really appreciated because the Japanese beetles have completely demolished them. And I have not seen Japanese beetles yet this year, so I'm really surprised because we've had a very warm and a very wet year. And then you can see my strawberries rambling in there, which I need to get pulled out as well. We've really had a significant amount of rain, like I said, and roses typically don't like to be too wet. So I have heavy clay soil in this area, so I don't know how well they're going to do, but I got to get this area cleared out and get them treated, I think. I mean, look, you can see this one, how yellow it is. It's just not happy. We got a little bit of insect damage on there. And a nice big weed next to it. So this is my rose garden that needs some help. So I have done kind of an okay job of cleaning up the roses. I've clipped up most of the dead canes that were in there, and then the random weeds that I want to get cleaned up. Every one of my roses show signs of life, although very little in some cases, but they are alive. You can kind of see them now. I got all the scrub out of the way. They're very fragrant, most of them. They're looking pretty good. And others still need to come again. So I've just given them a treatment of fertilizer as well. So hopefully they will do pretty good. We've had so much rain. Like this one here is looking awful pale. I'm guessing it's too much rain. I don't know what else it would be. It's not lack of rain. It's very pale looking, at least on the top. So it's just bizarre. I've never seen that. Maybe a little powdery mildew starting up. I suppose I could hit it with some copper fungicide. Does look a little bit different. I've never ever seen that before. So it is pretty much done. So I have planted these. I planted this chamomile from seed last year. I tucked 4 little containers, or 3 little containers, these little 4-inch containers you can see here, in my kitchen garden at the end of season, right in October, just to have a place to overwinter it because I wanted to know where it was. And then I let it come back up and it just did beautiful. I'm going to pull these containers out and move it after I get done harvesting. I really like it a lot. I'm going to collect some more of the seeds and I'm going to plant some more of it. I really like chamomile. I have chamomile tea almost every night before bed. It'd be good to try some combinations with lavender as well. But what a cool thing. I didn't know I could grow it here in zone 4, but I can. To lose daylight a little bit here, but you can see how beautiful this chamomile is. Some of it's starting to fade. Some of it's already done. Some of it's still perfect for harvest. So we're going to just pick these heads and I'm going to brew up a tea. So once I pick my chamomile, you can see it looks like this. Just the heads here. And then I put it in a little teapot. These little tea canisters. And I put it with some hot water. What's the float funny? And I just let it steep. So it's been a busy day in the garden. I've cleaned off my rose bush, which is behind me. I've pruned an apple tree, and I'm ready to relax with some chamomile tea. So let's try our chamomile tea. It's good. If you grow chamomile, let me know in the comments below. And what do you add with yours? I just have mine just plain. If this video is helpful, give us a thumbs up so YouTube knows to share this content with others. Also consider subscribing so you don't miss any of our other great content. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.